Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Heini. I'm Heini, and this week I'm going to lead you through a practice for strengthening and opening the shoulder area. We're going to use a lot of back bends, so you can also expect to strengthen the back side of the body, open through the front side of the body. Let's get started. You don't necessarily need any props for this practice, but I will show you an option where you can use some blocks. So if you have yoga blocks or books that you can use as yoga blocks, you could have a couple of blocks there with you. But if you don't have any, you can do this whole practice without them as well. Great. When you are ready, just bring yourself onto all fours. We're going to start with a melting heart pose. So we're going to go straight into back bend. We're going to go straight into the shoulder area. And when you have your knees about under your hips, start to walk your hands further forward, trying to still keep the hips about on top of the knees. And then slowly exhale, melt your chest down towards the mat. So coming into the melting heart pose or the poppy pose. Now you have an option here to keep the arms extended, or if that's very, very strong in the shoulders, you could bend the arms, open the elbows a bit wider apart. And you could either bring your forehead down, or you might bring your chin to the floor, really depending on your neck, how you feel in the neck. And now if this feels very, very strong, take a book or a block and bring it under your chest. So you're not leaning your chest all the way down to the floor, but actually onto that block. And that often makes the pose a bit more manageable if there is a lot of tension in the shoulder area, or maybe in the neck, in the arms. Then having a block under the chest tends to make the pose a bit more accessible. We're going to stay here another few breaths. Feel free to adjust the arms as we stay longer. It's quite a strong pose for the shoulder area. And as you stay longer, the sensations might change. Let's take one more breath in and out. And then slowly bend the arms so that you can bring your palms onto the mat and help yourself back onto the hands. Bring hands back under shoulders. And if you have a block there, just put that block aside. And now we're going to go into a disco cat. So we start to kind of round the back and arch the back, but at the same time we're rolling through the spine sideways. So you could imagine you're trying to draw circles in the air with your chest bone, rounding and arching the spine. You're also drawing circles in the air with your tailbone, so let your pelvis move. When you arch the back in the back bend, lift your tailbone up. When you round the spine, tuck the tailbone under. And you can also draw circles in the air with your head. And then from an easy place, change the direction. And really focus on those side bends. So trying to very gently kind of push the ribs out to the side before you round or arch the spine. Let's do another circle. Good, and then bring yourself to center. And now we start to rock forward and back. So slowly shifting the weight forward to hands coming into a kind of big cobra pose or lazy upward dog, and then pushing the pelvis back, either all the way into child's pose, or it could be like a half child's pose. So rock your weight forward and back. You decide how far forward you go, how far back you go, but really focusing on that strength and support coming through the shoulders and arms. So keep your shoulders kind of drawn or pushed away from the ears, so we don't let the shoulders collapse to the ears. We'll do this a couple more times. And each round could be a bit different. Shifting more weight to the arms. One more time. Keep your palms, fingers actively spread. And then next time you come forward, bring yourself all the way down onto your belly, onto your chest. From here, we're going to come into a back bending half frog. So first side, open your right hip, so you slide your right knee out to the side into a half frog pose. You decide how high up, how low down that right knee is. And as you inhale, start to open the chest away from the mat and slide your forearms, elbows onto the mat. So it's like a Sphinx pose combined with that opening in the right hip. Now you can either stay here on your forearms, actively drawing your chest forward through the shoulders. Or if you want to go higher up, slowly start to extend the arms. You could walk the hands closer to the hips and keep drawing the chest forward. In this pose, especially if I'm up on the hands, I quite like to now lean more onto the left hand. So almost twisting slightly towards that right knee. It creates a really nice opening through that left side hip flexor line. Take another breath in and out. And then wherever you are, exhale, release yourself all the way down. And then release that right leg back next to the left leg. We do same on the other side. So now open the left leg to the left side of the mat into that half frog. And the second side could be quite different. When the leg is in place, inhale, start to open the chest away from the mat. And again, slide elbows, forearms onto the mat. Maybe elbows about under the shoulders. So the Sphinx variation first. And again, actively draw the chest forward. Keep shoulders away from the ears. And keep breathing. Most importantly, keep breathing. And then you have the second option to slowly lift yourself higher up. Maybe even extending the arms. You might walk hands closer to the pelvis. And again, if I ever come this high up, I really like to lean more onto that right hand on this side and turn chest slightly towards the left knee. Again, it creates an opening along the right side hip flexor line. Take one more breath in and out wherever you are. And then exhale, release down, bring chest all the way down. Extend both legs behind you. Step hands about under your shoulders and then inhale, come up onto hands and knees. Spread the palms and tuck the toes under. Now hands a bit further forward than your shoulders. Lift the pelvis up into downward facing dog. Let yourself adjust, whether it's adjusting the hands or adjusting the feet. You could walk from one hand to the other a few times and release the heavy head down. You can shake the head from side to side. Now really actively ground down through the palms. Keep the palms, the fingers spread open. And keep the tops of the shoulders drawn, released away from the ears.
the pelvis lifting up. Take another breath in and out. You're really grounded on both hands. You're grounded in both shoulders. And exhale, release your knees down and come sit down on your feet, on your shins. And here, if you want, you might use a block under the pelvis. So now, if knees, hips feel a bit sensitive here, bring a block under the pelvis. And just rest your hands, rest the shoulders. We'll do a few breaths with moving arms in this seat. As you inhale, let your arms float up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring palms together and lower hands down in front of the chest. Same again. Inhale, arms floating up. Exhale, bring palms together, lower hands down in front of the chest. Once more. Inhale, float the arms up. And exhale, bring palms together in front of the chest. And then from this seat, bring yourself back onto hands and knees. And we're going to continue into a gate pose. So now, step left hand in the center. Left hand comes under left shoulder as we turn. Chest and pelvis out to the long side of the mat. And extend the right leg towards the back of the mat. Right arm first reaching up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, open the chest even more up to the ceiling. The right arm could go almost behind you. And exhale, close the chest and now reach the right arm next to the ear, slightly closing the chest towards the mat. Same again. Inhale, open the chest up towards the ceiling. Let the right arm go behind you. And exhale, close the chest and right arm reaching closer to the head. One more time. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, close the chest. And this time, bring the right hand all the way down to the mat. Turn pelvis to the mat, bring both knees back down. And we'll do the same to the other side. So now you could step right hand more in the center. Shift the weight onto right knee. And then turn pelvis and chest to the other long side of the mat. On this side, extend your left leg towards the back of the mat. And then as you inhale, open the chest a bit more up towards the ceiling. Left arm can go almost behind you. And exhale, close the chest. Now left arm moving over the head. Turn chest more towards the mat. Same again. Inhale, open the chest. Let the left arm go behind you. You can even look up to the ceiling. And exhale, close the chest. And you could reach left arm next to the head. Once more. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, close the chest. Reach the left arm next to head. And from there all the way down to the mat. Turn chest, turn pelvis towards the mat. And then we're going to come all the way down onto our belly. So if you have a block there, just put the block aside and lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. Extend your both legs and bring arms next to your side so that you turn your palms down towards the mat. Gently press the front of the pelvis down. draw lower belly in, coming into half locust. As you inhale, peel your chest away from the mat. Lift your palms off the mat. And you could even turn your palms out to the sides, thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. Keep your feet still down. Exhale, lower back down. And now you could bring the backs of the hands to the floor. Same again. Inhale, start to lift your chest off the mat. And rotate the arms from the shoulders, palms turning out to the sides. You could still look down to the mat if that feels better in the neck. Next exhalation, bring chest down, rotate from the shoulders so backs of the hands come down to the mat. Once more the same way. Inhale, peel the chest off the mat, rotate arm from the shoulders. And exhale, lower the chest down, bring backs of the hands to the mat. We're going to lift up once more, but this time we stay there longer. So one more time, open your chest off the mat. Come resting on top of the ribs. So you're peeling the chest off the mat, but feel the lower ribs on the mat. Again, you might look down to the mat. You might look forward. Feel the shoulder blades drawing towards each other. So upper back is active, feet, legs gently pressing down. Take one more breath in and out. And exhale, close the chest to the mat. Bring yourself to rest down, and you could turn one cheek onto the mat. You could let the backs of the hands rest on the floor so your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Send a couple of breaths towards your back. And then we're going to come into another back bend, but more focusing on opening through the shoulders here. We're going to do bow pose, but not lifting high up. So staying low down. Bring your neck, your head to neutral, to the center, and then bend your knees. So you lift your feet up into the air behind you. And now just slightly press the front of the pelvis down towards the mat. And then you have an option. Either reach your hands behind you and take hold of your feet, toes, or ankles. Or if you don't want to hold your feet, just reach the arms behind you. So your chest comes slightly off the mat, but you're not holding your feet. So either option would do. And we're going to stay just low down in this bow pose today. We focus on pressing the fronts of the pelvis down towards the mat and opening through the front of the shoulders. So still here, keep your upper back active. Kind of drawing shoulder blades towards each other, drawing tops of the shoulders away from the ears. You can choose to look down, you can choose to look forward. At the moment, I'm holding the outside of the feet. Now, if you are doing the same, you could try staying in the pose, just rotating from the shoulders and take a grip from the inside of the feet. Or if you have been holding the inside of the feet, maybe try sliding hands to the outside of the feet. Now, if you're not holding the feet, the pose might start to feel very long at this point. I suggest releasing the pose if you're not holding the feet. Or if you are holding the feet, let's take a few more breaths. It's a long pose, but I really want us to feel the upper back, feel what's happening around the shoulders, and also that opening in the fronts of the hips. So the whole back side is active. And that strengthening on the back side helps to open the front of the chest. It helps to open the front of the shoulders if you feel that your posture is often very hunched. One more breath in and out. And then wherever you are, slowly start to release that back bend. Bring your chest down, let go of your feet. Bring arms to the floor, bring feet down to the floor. And then rest, maybe turn head to the other side now. Take a few breaths in and out, resting on your belly. And slowly slide your hands back under the shoulders. And we're going to come into a brief or long child's pose. This is going to be your choice. So bring yourself into child's pose just to round the back after those back bends. Release arms and shoulders where you feel that they could rest. They get a bit of a counter pose. So it could be over the head. It could be that you want to keep arms down next to the sides or maybe hands under the head. You choose. So now you have an option to take a very long child's pose here. So if you want, just stay in child's pose. Or if you want to do one more stronger, strengthening pose, we're going to play with a wild thing. And if that's something you want to try, then slowly roll your back up so you come back to sitting on your shins, on your feet like we did before. And you could either join me straight away or you could watch the first round from sitting and then join in for the last 3 rounds. What we're going to do, we're going to come onto all fours, tuck the toes under, and then lift into a kind of half downward dog. So I want you to keep your knees bent, keep your feet and hands very mobile as we go into this movement. So first side, now bring your right foot more to the left side of the mat, and then cross your left foot to the right side of the mat. Left hand somewhere in the middle of the mat under your shoulders, and from there start to open your belly up towards the sky, up towards the ceiling, and reach the right arm next to the head. So you're opening your chest, your belly up towards the ceiling. Then we slowly turn back towards the mat, hands come down. And then we change the feet the other way around. So now right foot steps over to the left side of the mat. Right hand stays down. And we start to turn the front of the pelvis, the belly, the chest up towards the sky, up towards the ceiling. Left arm reaching next to the head. So it's a back bend and it's strengthening the shoulders. And to release, we slowly look down. Keep your feet mobile, let your feet move. And if you've been watching, join in for this next round. So come into your half downward dog. Step left foot to the right side of the mat. Leave your left hand down under shoulders. And from there, keeping both knees bent, turn your belly, your chest up to the ceiling, right arm next to the head. And then slowly closing, bring hands down, let your feet move. Step right foot to the left side of the mat. And then right hand stays down. Lift your belly, your chest up towards the ceiling. Left arm reaches next to the head. So you're opening the front side. And we keep playing with this movement. Bring hands down, move your feet. So left foot steps to the right side of the mat. And again, open the chest up to the ceiling. And release. Look down. Bring right hand down. Step right foot across to the left side of the mat. Right hand stays down. And again, open the whole front side. So it's a big back bend. Open the chest. And look down. Bring hands down. Last round if you want. Or come down into child's pose. You choose. So if you want, once more. Step left foot to right side of the mat. Keep your left hand down. And open the chest up to the ceiling. Keep breathing. Close the chest. Bring hands down. Last time you could step right foot to left side of the mat. And open the front side. Maybe even looking behind you. And then last time, bring both hands, both feet down. So you're in that half downward dog. And we come back into child's pose. Good. Release your head down. Release the arms. It might be nice to now bring arms next to the sides, next to the legs in this child's pose. And just breathe a few slightly deeper breaths in and out. If you have been in a child's pose already a long time, you could come lie down on the belly. But wherever you are, rest another few breaths. And breathe in and out. Once more in your child's pose or in your resting lying down pose. And then slowly start to look for an easy way onto lying down on your back. So the next place we're going to go to is lying down on the back. Find your own route, your own way into your resting lying down pose. We still have a couple of poses here, but now these will be easier for the shoulders, more opening through the shoulders. And we're going to go into a reclining twist. So slowly bend your knees if you have your legs extended. And then bring your both knees to the right side of the mat. You could even roll all the way onto your right side. And then open your chest up towards the ceiling. And if it's okay for your shoulders, let the left arm now open out to the side, to the left side of the mat. It could be bent, it could be straight. But looking for one more opening at the front of that left shoulder. You could keep your both legs bent, or you might straighten one leg, keep the other leg bent. Make sure there's no pain in the hips, there's no pain in the back or in the shoulders. There could be a stretch, there could be a sensation of opening, but no pain. And head can turn to one side or the other. Few more breaths here, in and out. And then slowly with your next couple of breaths, release the twist, come back onto your back, lift the knees up. And we're going to twist to the other side. So when you're ready, bring your both knees to the left side of the mat. Again, you could first go all the way onto the left side and then as a separate movement, open the chest. You could open the right arm out to the side. Let yourself adjust. Make this an easy or comfortable twist. And it could be different on this side. Maybe the legs, maybe the arms are in a bit different shape here. Check that you can breathe. Make sure that the pose is not blocking your breathing. Head could turn to one side or the other. Let's take a few more breaths. Again, in and out. And then slowly, slowly, with your next couple of breaths, release the twist. Come back onto your back. And we're going to find Shavasana pose, our resting pose. It could be lying down on the back. We've spent most of the practice kind of facing down towards the floor, so it might be nice to lie down on the back now. Let the front side open up towards the ceiling. But if you have a different resting pose for yourself, you're very welcome to maybe lie down on the belly or maybe lie down on one side. We'll take just a moment here, letting the shoulders soften. Let the hips soften. Let your breathing calm down. If needed, you might adjust the arms. You might even bring arms over the head, if that feels better now. Just a little check-in, how you feel. Where in your body you feel the practice now. Is it in the shoulders, or is it maybe somewhere else? Maybe something else needed the practice in your body today. And that's where you feel the movements now. That's very, very fine. And if you want to stay longer in this resting pose, you could stay here as long as you want, as long as you need today. Or if this short relaxation was enough for you today, you could slowly start to find your way up into a seat, finding your own way, your own route up into a seat. But like I said, if longer rest is needed, just stay in Shavasana pose. In your seated pose, if you want, you bring palms together in front of the chest. And with a few more breaths here, thank yourself for taking this time to practice, taking this time to check in how you feel today. And I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste. Thank you. Good. Thank you for joining in. I hope you enjoyed the practice. And if you did, please give the video a thumbs up and also leave a comment below. I would really love to hear how you feel now around your shoulders or around your whole body. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. There will be loads more yoga related videos and free classes coming up. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.